up and welcome, I'm the one and only West Coast King, and welcome back to the League of the Americas here with FC Dallas, where we are in the transfer window, right in the thick of things. And last time I left you guys with a decision to make regarding Max Urruti, and we had a deal on the table, an offer in from the LA Galaxy for $1.4 million, and your decision was to either take that money or use Urruti in a swap deal for this guy, Omar Gonzalez, with the deal being accepted from Pachuca for $4.5 million plus Max Urruti. And the results were split almost dead even right down the middle. I mean, there really wasn't a clear winner in that decision, and I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. So before we make the decision regarding Urruti and Omar Gonzalez, here is the situation we're in. There were a lot of new suggestions for players that I should bring into this series, and I appreciate all of them. There were so many suggestions, I was stunned. However, like 80% of those players that you suggested were players I've already used in FIFA 16 in different series, and I want to keep each series unique and try to avoid repeating players. So, like the likes of Zardes, Odegaard, Loftus-Cheek, Yedlin, Pulisic, I've already used those players in past series, so I don't want to bring them into this one, which kind of leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The players that are already on this short list, most of them I can't get. Johan Kappelhoff, Chicago is saying he just signed for them and they don't want to sell him. So I'd have to overpay to get him, just not worth the money. Giles Barnes plays for Houston. Houston and Dallas are big rivals. They don't want to sell Giles Barnes to us. Makes sense. I'd have to way overpay to get him. I'm not going to do that either. And Jordan Morris, despite not playing a single minute for Seattle last season, just re-signed for a new 5-year contract. I'd have to way overpay to get Jordan Morris as well. So, yeah, it's a big problem. So that leaves us with the two new players that are on this list. Faris Baluli, not a bad suggestion. I've actually really liked him. Looks like an interesting prospect. He's going to be a little bit expensive coming over from Monaco, but we'll see how much they want for him. The other one is Renato Sanchez, and there's going to be no way. I just know that he's going to be too expensive coming from Benfica. In real life, he just went to Bayern Munich. He's having a big breakout tournament in the Euros for Portugal. I just don't think there's any possible way we're going to get Renato Sanchez, and I'm not really sure we need him anyway. But either way, we'll see how much those two players are going to cost, and then we'll make the decision on Max Urruti. And thankfully, those two teams got back to me immediately. You can see I've already taken Renato Sanchez off the list. Benfica want $23.5 million for him. It's just not going to happen for this team. Almost never is that going to happen for this team. So, can't get Renato Sanchez as I thought. Faris Baluli, however, $6.5 million. That deal is doable. Here are my thoughts. Omar Gonzalez is a massive upgrade for this team. We can move Matt Hedges to a reserve role, give him time in the Champions League. Remember, we're going to need more depth in some of the positions for the Champions League as well. So this spot to spend our money in the center back spot, I think makes more sense. And Omar Gonzalez, like you guys said, is from Dallas. That's a huge shout. I have a sentimental spot in my heart bringing players home like that. I think Omar Gonzalez is the right spot to spend our money. I'm going to go ahead with this deal, and I'm still going to look for another backup center attacking mid for Mauro Diaz, who I want to keep in this starting role anyway. And if we got Baluli, he would eventually take Diaz's spot. So I'm going to go ahead and do the deal for Omar Gonzalez. And just like that, Omar Gonzalez has accepted his contract. I've tried to sign this dude like 3 times in 3 different series so far in FIFA 16. He always ends up arguing over a contract that I've never gotten the deal done. So thankfully, he just accepted the first contract I offer him for $50K a week. It's a lot of money, but the player is worth it. Let's go ahead and upgrade our defense one more time and bring Omar Gonzalez home. So that leaves us without a backup center attacking mid. Now, Lizarazo's still at the team. It says he's on a 1-year loan deal, but he's been here longer than a year. So his loan could literally expire any day and leave us in a bad spot. So I've added names to the list. I want to get another backup center attacking mid into the team. You may not have heard of some of these players or any of these players, but I think they could be kind of hidden beasts. So I'm going to make an offer on all of them. The names are Bashilia, Gato, Leandrinho, Eddie, Ferreira, and Huayran. And I'll see what their teams say. I want to pick the player that makes the most sense and we get the best value for. I think Leandrinho is probably the best player out of the bunch, but I think Eddie might be the best fit for this team. So we'll have to see what happens. So while we wait to hear back from those teams about those deals, we do have our first game of the regular season. Now we're at home to take on the LA Galaxy. This is the starting 11 we're going with. It's nearly all 70 rated now, so the team is coming along nicely. Once we get Gruezo back, who's still out injured, and if I put Hollingshead in there as well, they would be all 70 rated. And I gotta say, that defense looks disgusting. Miazga, Gonzalez, and Alisson in there. What a trifecta in the middle of that defense. I mean, it's probably the best defense in the league. I would say by far the best defense in the league. So this is going to be interesting. If we can just score some goals and rely a little bit less on Castillo, I'd be pretty happy. But either way, I think it's going to be a pretty good season. So let's see if we can get it started the right way and take down the LA Galaxy. All right, here we go. Kickoff against Gonzalez's former team, the LA Galaxy. They have got just talent all over the field, and that midfield just looks insane. So we'll have to see how we can get on. Hopefully, like I said, get this season started off the right way. There we go. Barrios. Barrios, go ahead and make that run. Barrios. Cut it inside. Nicely done, Barrios. Uh-oh, Barrios. Nice. And in there. Nice. And another one through for Castillo. Well, if we have to rely on him, that's not a bad thing either. Castillo gets the first goal of the regular season. What a beautiful passing sequence. Barrios to Ulloa to Diaz to Castillo. Top bins. 1-0. Oh, Stanku. Stanku Termi, thank you, Alisson, for being right there. Sidic beat whoever that was to the ball. That was almost a disaster. What happened there? Riveros, you got to beat him to that ball, man. That's some lazy defending. Come on. Come on, boys. Lock that up. Don't let him. Yes. Omar Gonzalez. Big play, buddy. Huge play. That was a good cross in. Thankfully, Omar was right there. Oh, Stanku with another shot. Thankfully, these shots are falling to Stanku and not Dos Santos. Otherwise, we could be in a big... Barrios. What was that? There's the end of the first half. We got the 1-0 lead, which is good. The bad news is that LA have been dominant ever since then. They've had numerous shots. We haven't gotten anything going forward. Thankfully, we have this lead right now, but will it last? I don't know. The team is just not playing well right now. We've got to step it up, but they're going to get this equalizer. Like right now, oh, Omar Gonzalez has been incredible in this game. Come on, boys. Diaz, yes. Get it to Fabian Castillo. Castillo, just run with it, man. Just run with it. Yes, Castillo. Nice turn. Come on, Fabian Castillo. There you go. Still going. Still going. Still Fabian Castillo has the shot. Yo. Just, we've had 2 shots, I think, in this game. Both Fabian Castillo, both of them goals. He is elite. I don't know how else to put it. I've said it so many times in this series. We're just over 1 season in. The best player in FIFA 16 is Fabian Castillo. I have not been able to do that with anyone else. And I've had the likes of Neymar on my team, and I can't do that. He's just that good. Oh, step up. It's coming inside. Miazga, no. Don't lose that. Alisson, oh my God, what a shot from Stevie G. That was just... That's unsavable. Alisson's been incredible in this game. He's made a ton of saves. But you can't stop that shot. All right. 2-1. LA's right back in it. I mean, I knew it was coming. As soon as that ball went to Stevie G in the right there, I knew it was going in. Damn it. Steven Gerrard's just too good. Should we just go for another goal with Fabian Castillo? There you go, Castillo. Yes. Just goes past that dude. Castillo. Oh my God, no. No way. Castillo. Oh, he just had to finish. He just had to finish and I blew the shot. Yes, Bobby Wood's going to make that. Bobby Wood. Can he get that pass off? Bobby Wood to Barrios. Barrios is there. Barrios back inside. What a pass. Ariebe scores. 3-1. Game over. That was an unorthodox counterattack, but it works. And they all count. Ariebe gets his first goal for the team. And this one is done. That is the final whistle. Man, that was a tough game. 3-1 is not indicative of how that game went. LA was the better team. They dominated possession, had tons of shots. Alisson came up huge. Castillo pretty much led us to victory with 2 goals. And then Ariebe put the capper on the end when they were pushed forward. I mean, it was a great team effort. A great team effort, and I'm proud of that win. Alright, so of all of those players, and I offered a contract, or I offered a deal for every one of those players you saw for center attacking mid, The only team that accepted was Cordoba for Eddie, and it's the player I really wanted anyway. He's only going to cost us $2 million. He's worth 2.8. It's a great deal to get done. I'm excited to get this guy in the team and see what he's got. And now we have an offer in for one of our players, and it is for Mauro Diaz. Now, we just spent a little bit of money getting another center attacking mid, but if we sell Diaz, I don't think we have another replacement for him right now, so I don't really want to do this deal, and I'm not going to do it in this transfer window. But, again, I'm going to go with what you guys say here. Should we sell Diaz at some point, or is this a player you'd like to see stay in the team and be a part of the core players that we keep from the original Dallas squad? You got to let me know. Like I said, though, right now in this transfer window, we're not going to be selling it. So it's on to the second game now. We're on the road to take on Pumas, and I'm going to make one change to our starting 11. I'm bringing Bradford Jamieson back in up top for Bobby Wood. I played Bobby Wood 2 straight games. He hasn't done anything. I need some more offensive punch from that striker spot, so I'm going to bring Jamieson back in. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to make the change permanent, but for now, if Jamieson performs, I'll go with him until he falls off. So let's get into this second match and hopefully continue our hot streak. All right, here we go. Kickoff against Pumas. I don't remember how we did against them last season, but for some reason, I'm thinking this is a team that typically gives me problems, though I could be wrong. And here goes that man, Fabian Castillo. Just look at the ball just stick to his feet. Oh, Diaz. Diaz finding Castillo. Castillo, you know he wants to cut it back. Give him the skills. Castillo, nicely done. Castillo finding it to Diaz. Diaz can't finish though, but again, the ball is just running through Fabian Castillo right now. Oh, there you go, Diaz. Diaz creates a little bit of space for himself, and Diaz is up the wing. Not really the paciest player, but he's making it work here. Diaz, I'm waiting for Jamieson to actually get in there, but Diaz actually gets all the way through. Diaz cut back. It's going to be Kellen Acosta. He scores. Thankfully, we're being clinical in front of goal because we're not creating a lot of opportunities, but the ones we're creating, we're putting in the net, which I'm fine with for now. But, you know, when things start not going our way and keepers start stepping up and making big saves, we're going to be in trouble. We need to create more. That was a good play, and a play where the ball never touched Castillo, which is even more impressive. Here we go. Good 1-2 play. Castillo and Barrios linking up. Castillo cuts it in. Gives it up to Barrios. Barrios, one more. It's going to be Mauro Diaz. On the finish, Mauro Diaz scores. There it is. Man, I was trying to go way too fast, and I was trying to push the ball up the field one-on-one with either Barrios or Castillo. It wasn't working. That time, linked up the play. Beautiful passing. Castillo, again, making things happen, but it was a much better team play. More people involved. Diaz gets the goal. 2-0 on the road against Pumas. Here we go. Patterson getting in a good spot. Wide for Aribi. Aribi, ball in there. Back post. Barrios all alone. What a play. Aribi has come in 2 games and delivered a goal and a beautiful assist. Back post to a wide open Barrios. I don't know where their defense was on that one, but a superb cross and an even better finish from Barrios. Full volley. 3-0 over Pumas. We are running right now. There is the final whistle. Another 3 goals scored for this team. This one was a lot better, though. This was a much better performance. I said last game, LA dominated us, and they did. This one was the other way around. We dominated from start to finish, scored 3 beautiful goals. Just a beautiful performance. I was much more comfortable in this game. That was much more impressive. Still, it's another 3 points. 6 points from 2 games to start the season. Not half bad. Alright, so we have about 3 weeks left, I think, in the transfer window and about $2 million left in the budget. So I'm going to go ahead and actually ask for some more money because our objectives right now are pretty easy. I think they're pretty low considering how we did last season. Right now, our league objective is to finish mid-table. I think we should at least qualify for Champions League again. And then for the Domestic Cup, which we won a Domestic Cup last season, I think we can push that to at least reach a quarterfinal. I don't think that's too far out of the realm of expectations for this team, again, given what we did last season. And for that, I think we're going to go ahead and ask for $10 million more. I think that would really help. A couple of players are going to be asking for some more money, some new contracts, and I want to make sure we have enough money for that. Plus, I kind of want to get Perry Kitchen into this team, and if we can get this money in, that's something we can look at doing. So let's go ahead and ask for a little bit more money. And that is where we're going to leave this episode. Like I said, still some time left in the transfer window. So if there's any other spots you think we need to upgrade or get a little bit more depth into, make sure you let me know in the comments below of this video, because next episode will probably be the last episode in the transfer window until we hit January. So that is going to do it for this one. If you did enjoy it, make sure to let me know by leaving a like below. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you when we come back for some more League of the Americas with FC Dallas. See ya.